We live? Oh, okay. The timer wasn't counting down. All right, guys, welcome to part two. In case you're interested, my girlfriend called me to put lasagna in the oven, which is done. Here's part two. So we were talking about the Surface Go 2 and why it's the one you want over the Surface Go 1 and 3. I'll try to sum up what I said before. Basically, the 1, it just got the Pentium. It's not really going to be a good performer. The 3, it's a little overpriced. The upgrade to the i3 over the M3 processor isn't really worth the performance jump because you still get the same HD 615 graphics that are in the Surface Go 2. When you're in the Surface Go 2 lineup, make sure you get the 8GB of RAM model with the M3 processor model, not the Pentium model, because that is going to make a huge difference. Alright, so now that you have your Surface Go 2 picked out, 8GB of RAM, M3 processor, you're going to want to get your iPega controller. You can also get, I'll put it also in the description, this guy on Etsy, I think, makes these little clamps that go around the Surface Pro series that you can slide joycons onto, and it's kind of the same concept. You play it like a little Steam Deck. It even says Steam Deck alternative on his Etsy page. And I have messaged him, and he's even told me he's willing to make like versions that are smaller that'll fit the Surface Go 2. So feel free to message him and ask for a custom one. If you'd rather do that, if you'd rather have a Joy-Con, and you can make Joy-Cons work with PC, that's what the Surface Go 2, it's really just a computer that is made to work like a tablet. So that's another tutorial that you can just look up very easily. Just look up Joy-Cons, how to work with PC. You kind of make them work as one controller with this program. Anyway, let's move on. So there's not really much else to say except for the gaming performance, which we'll do in the next live stream. It's a really great little handheld. You can boot SteamOS on this if you want to. Now, it's not going to have crazy good performance. I'll give you a little bit of a rundown as far as performance. When it comes to high-end games, AAA games, modern games, you're probably not going to run them at all. Or if you are going to run them, they're going to run very slow. This is a handheld for 2D games. AAA games from last gen, or even the gen before that, or sort of the lower end requirement games. It can do emulation. It's not the best at it though. So you definitely want to, if you're doing emulation, you're going to want to stick to the lower end emulators, retro emulators, maybe GameCube, or even like earlier stuff than that. I did run a 3DS emulator, and I was able to get Monster Hunter 4 Ultimate to run at 30 FPS. Now, however, that game does run at 60 FPS, so the game was running at half frame rate, which makes the whole game run at half speed. It kind of sucks. But if I could figure out how to get that game to run at 30 FPS at full speed, that'd be great. There's a setting in there you can set in Citra to get the game to run at twice the speed, but it doesn't seem to be working for me. But yeah, it can run 3DS games at 30 FPS at the native resolution of the 3DS. And it can run, like, for example, I got Dark Souls 3 to run at 60 FPS. Or no, sorry, not Dark Souls 3. I got Dark Souls Remastered, even Dark Souls 2 to run at 60 FPS at the Steam Deck's resolution, 1280 by 800. That's not the native resolution of this thing. I believe it's 1920 by 1200 is the resolution of the Surface Go 2. But you're going to be able to play some decent games. There's a lot of really fun 2D games. Binding of Isaac. What am I playing right now? Neon. Oh gosh, I don't even remember. I'll put it in the description. Some games that I like to play. But some older games, BioShock 2, Dark Souls games. Some of the older Dark Souls games I'm really into. Some MOBAs, Overwatch, Fortnite. If you're into that kind of stuff, definitely playable at 30, even 60 FPS at lower resolutions. And this is a 10-inch tablet. If you're running at something like that at on a 27-inch or even a 17-inch display at a lower resolution, it's not going to look very good. But on a 10-inch display, you got to think about the display pixel per inch, it's not going to look bad even if you have to lower it to the lowest resolution of 800 by 600, games are still going to look pretty darn good. For example, I think Dark Souls Remastered, I have ran it at 800 by 600 to get flat 60 FPS. Sometimes I run it a little bit higher and I lock it to 48 hertz and just run it at that, and it'll just stay there at a higher resolution. But if I want to run it at 60, I'll do 800 by 600, and it runs at 60 and it looks good. Like, it does not look bad. Like, I remember playing Dark Souls 1 on my PS3 on a 720p TV, and it looked awful, and this looks way better at 800 by 600. So yeah, guys, I just think this is a great opportunity for you guys wanting a handheld that can't buy something over $1,000, that doesn't want to wait till next year to get one of those Neo Plus whatever that are going to be like $300 with a little Mendocino AMD CPUs, or the Lokis, you know, that are supposed to be cheaper, or take the or even don't want to take the risk with, you know, going to Indiegogo or wherever those places are going to be selling those handhelds. Even something like the Amberneck Win 600 has kind of crappy ergonomics. You know, those thumbsticks are real low compared to the triggers, and some people just don't want that. It's just going to be a bad experience. Versus this is like a really nice feeling. Like if I bring it up close, like it has really nice ergonomics. Like the back, it curves really nicely around your palms, and you know, it's a bigger tablet. It's a 10-inch tablet, and it's a little bit weighty, I'm not gonna lie, but like when you're holding it, it does not feel heavy because of the ergonomics of the grip that I bought to go with it. Now, I will admit, these are not analog triggers. They are just a single click. There's no give to them. I don't know how well you can see that on the camera. They're not analog. So if you don't like that, you might want to go with the Switch Joy-Cons, if you can find Joy-Cons that are analog. But besides that, these are full thumbsticks. The D-pads are great on this. Start, select, the home button. It automatically links to the Steam menu if you can uninstall Xbox, whatever the Xbox overlay is. I can never get it to uninstall. It always reinstalls itself, and then the home button opens that instead. But all the buttons feel great on this controller. The tablet is real responsive and fast, and I recommend one more thing I'm going to kind of go over to sum up this video. Undervolting is very important. You're going to want throttle stop, and I'll put which version I got for this tablet in the description. That's the last thing I'll talk about. Throttle stop is going to be your best friend for this tablet. I'll put the link to throttle stop and the link to the firmware you need to be able to undervolt, because for me, I was able to undervolt right away, but some people said that they were not able to undervolt their tablets when they got these. So I'm not really sure, because basically what was happening is they were pushing a Windows update that prevented people from undervolting these. I didn't have that experience, but I'll put the firmware in the description anyway, so you guys can download it if that happens to you. But that's basically it, guys. Oh yeah, I guess I should say the reason why you want to undervolt is because this thing gets hot. As you can see, there's no active cooling on the back. You may have noticed this. This does not come with it. I actually ordered this online, and I'll put this in the description too. It's just a little fan that I have bought, and it comes with a little magnetic ring. And so it's just like a little phone fan heatsink thing, and it actually charges right from the tablet itself. It's a USB-C port on the side of the tablet, and I have a USB-C to USB-C plug that goes, it's a 180-degree angle USB-C that comes out of the tablet, goes straight back into the fan. That's just to help with temps. You can do that if you don't want to undervolt, but I would definitely recommend undervolting anyway. And my thermal pad fell off of there. But yeah, I'll put this in the description if you're interested, and it's pretty effective. I've noticed like 5 to 10 degrees less in games when I'm using this. I think, is there anything else I want to say about the little fan? Yeah, I mean, it's a nice little fan. It magnetically attaches, and oh yeah, the tablets USB-C port charges up to 28 watts output. So you can plug anything into this USB-C port and it will power it up to 28 watts. So that's talking output. So that's why this fan works plugged into the tablet, and so I don't have to have an extra cord. This cord is the tablet being charged. This cord right here is the fan plugged into the tablet. So if you want that fan, I'll put the link in the description to both the fan and the cord that I found. So yeah, but that's basically it. Look forward to the next video. It's going to be all about the gaming performance on this tablet. Alright guys, hope you enjoyed. Leave a comment if you have any questions. Feel free to hit me up in the comments below. Have a good day, guys.